Coach, what's the excitement about this time of year, and what have you seen from your squad as you get ready to start it up for real?
Yeah, really excited to get started. We obviously still have a bit of a bitter taste in our mouth with how last year ended, so I think everyone's been ready to get started for quite some time now. Preseason's short and quick, and it goes really, really fast, and we already play on Thursday, so coming up here, but we're really excited to get started, and we think we had a good team this year. We had a lot of seniors. I think we have 9 seniors, and most of them play a whole lot of minutes, so this group's been around for a long, long time, it feels like, and there's something exciting about that when you have a group you feel like has spent so much time together and bonded together and is ready to have one last good year.
Grayson, Reagan, anything that you want to piggyback off of that, just being here and kind of, being in this program, stepping up into that senior leadership and hoping to have more postseason success than how last year ended?
Yeah, I think Tim hit it right on the nose. Bitter taste is, I think, an understatement. Coming off the season that we had 2 years ago and then making it back to the championship and having it end the way we did, it was, kind of those 8 long months in between then and now have felt a little bit longer. So I think coming into this season with it being Grayson and I's last season, it makes every moment special, makes every moment a little bit more pressure, but I think we're ready to step it up and break that standard.
Yeah, I think we have a really good team culture this year. I think over the past couple seasons, we've built kind of a better culture than we had the first couple of years here, so I think that will help us.
Coach, what would you say your biggest takeaways from last season were overall?
That winning is a lot more fun than losing. I mean, my biggest takeaway is that this group's it's a special group and it's got a lot of fight. They had their backs up against the wall quite a few times last year and the year before. No matter the situation, this group's gone on the road and won postseason games so many times in the Summit League, and I think that's a testament to their character and the culture that they've created for themselves. And there's been times where I've doubted them, and they've stepped up, and they haven't doubted themselves, and they've pushed through and got a result. So, we got to get that 1% better, though. We got to get that 1% better, and specifically in conference play, I think that's where the season, our biggest regret from the season is we only lost 1 conference game, but we had 4 ties, and probably 3 of those we probably should have won. If we win those games, we're the 1 seed, and we're playing that final at home, and that's a really big difference. So we got to get over that hump, and we want to try to play some more postseason games at home.
You guys got to play last night. What was kind of the takeaway from that game, and what do you want to do better Thursday night and kind of going forward from that?
Yeah, I just think us in that game, we're 2 very different places as a program. Like we're preparing for Summit League play, and that's our big goal. So last night was a good exhibition for us. We had some good moments and you had some bad moments, and that's what you want from an exhibition game, is to learn more about yourself and learn more about your team and where you want to get better. And also the reality of it is I know a lot about these players already, and they know a lot about themselves already. So, we probably didn't have as much to learn from that. We kind of know where we're at and where we're going to go. And the fact of the matter is that I know that we got a special group. I know that these are some special players right here, and that they put so much into this program, and that we know we can perform better than we did last night, but we also know the direction we're heading and what these girls are capable of. So, great.
I think as a team we can work on starting games better, starting each half better. I think that will help us a lot, because I think midway through the half is when we started playing really well. So just if we can work on starting with more intensity, I think we'll win some games.
How would you describe just kind of like the off-season process to get to ready for this week and stuff like that?
Yeah, I tried to let them kind of drive the off-season process this year. A lot of them trained together all off-season, and I think that group that did that put themselves in a really good spot to help the team here. The fact of the matter is our preseason is short. There's 2 lines of approach. You can either push them really, really hard and try to have them physically at their max on August 15th, I think. Does that sound right? August 15th, our first game. And I'm against that approach for this group. I think it's not the right approach for this group, because I think we need to be at our best when conference play starts, which is September 20 something in there. So I think we have a little bit different approach about it, because we want them to be fresh and we want to be healthy when we hit that point in time. So We're still going to put our best foot forward in the non-conference season. I really like our non-conference slate this year. I think we can win some games. We have some games at home. We get to go some cool places too. But our goal right now is to use this as how can we best prepare ourselves for that first game when the conference season starts in the middle of September.
What kind of a value do you guys place on that experience, both in the postseason and just how long this roster has been together?
Yeah, I think it brings a huge level of maturity to this group. I mean, you don't really get a lot of groups that can bring in 9 seniors, let alone 9 starters. We put such heavy value on leadership and culture, like G said earlier. But I think speaking back to the off season, like just taking that mature level and really trusting, UNO and Jack, our strength coach, did a great job with us local girls this year, but also taking our own approach to, playing pickup and playing competitively with other girls around the state and stuff like that. But I think just taking this group and, taking that taste in our mouth and trying to use those non-conference games to prepare for Summit League, we want to play at home. So I think our biggest goal is just to use those games to prepare us for that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I just think a lot of us have a chip on our shoulder from last year, how our season ended. So I think using these non-conference games to kind of push towards conference and knowing that we can win and we can host and putting in that work in the off season definitely helped the core of this group.
Yeah, for me, there's not many coaches. It's a unique team that we have this year for what kind of games this team has played in. Reagan and Grace have each played in like 13 or 14 postseason games, which is an absurd amount of postseason games. A lot of kids go through their whole Division I experience and maybe played 1 or 2 postseason games. And then they've done that and they've won a lot of them too, which I think is a testament to them. So the experience is there for us not to get too high or too low on any given moment that happens through the season, because you're going to have ups and downs through every season. And then I also think, in the non-conference slate, this is a group that's also had a lot of big wins. We beat Oklahoma last year. 3 years ago, we beat Nebraska at Nebraska. We know we can kind of compete with anyone. We just have to be smart about how we manage the season, prepare ourselves, because the reality is that winning the Summit League tournament is our number one goal every year. Can we win the Summit League tournament? That's our number one goal. So how can we put ourselves in the best spot for that? And we got to prepare ourselves properly.